Hi there. This is another one of my videos where I'm talking about preserving your wealth, and also giving you an example of where to put your money. Now, I did a couple videos. One was about investing in silver and simply just precious metals is really what it was about. And I also did another video about putting your money even into base metals, copper and nickel. Now, if you're someone that, let's say you already own gold and silver, and let's say you're looking for another investment class, somewhere to park your money to hedge against inflation and also to give you some financial security, then this is what this video is going to be for. So first of all, I do own gold and silver. I think it's a great I mean, technically it is money. I mean, cash is not money. Gold and silver is money. But I think that's a great place to put your wealth, is in gold and silver. Now, there's a lot of talk with silver possibly hitting, I've read articles where they've mentioned as much as, let's say, $50 an ounce, $100 an ounce or more. I've read articles of gold hitting as high as 10,000. Now, I don't know if it's going to get to that point or not. I mean, I would be absolutely ecstatic if it did. I'd be absolutely happy if it did, because I do in fact own both of those metals. But one variable that people always forget is, of course, gold and silver is manipulated. So if you look at it like a mathematical equation, you take all your statistics in, and you come up with an answer based on all of these numbers you're given. I mean, yes, gold and silver should shoot through the roof right now. They should be a hell of a lot higher than what they are. But, again, remember, they are manipulated. So you really don't know where the price is ever going to go. So anyway, I'm going to talk about another investment class here and another place to park your money, because you never want to keep your money in cash form. Cash always depreciates in value due to inflation. So you don't leave your wealth in cash. That's the last thing you want to do. And as people say, you want to diversify your portfolio, and don't keep all your eggs in one basket. So I do have money in gold or silver, but I have my wealth in other places as well. Now, what I want to talk about right now is numismatic. Now, I know a lot of gold and silver bugs, they don't really like that. But in addition to gold and silver, I also, over the last 8 or 9 years, I've been collecting paper money. I've been accumulating a big collection of banknotes. Some of them are common ones. Some of them are very rare and expensive ones. Now, I do this as a hobby, but for me it's also an investment as well, because a lot of my banknotes that I've been collecting are worth quite a bit more than what I paid for them. Now, I know it is kind of ironic. I have these videos praising precious metals and even base metals, and I'm always cutting down paper money, and here I am now telling people about my paper money collection. So I do understand the irony there, but you got to realize this is numismatic value. This is collector value. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some examples here. I don't have a lot of time. I mean, YouTube's policy of 10 minutes or less it's a huge pain in the ass. So I gotta check the time there. So I gotta try to stay under 10 minutes, and I'll just show you. I have 5 examples here from my collection. Now, I have hundreds of banknotes in my collection, but of course there's not time to show them all. But I'll just show you some examples of numismatic banknotes. Here's an example of a banknote. This is a $1 banknote from 1920 from Newfoundland, which this was before it joined Confederation with Canada. This is probably my favorite that I have. Now, this here, I would grade this in, the condition would be known as fine. To someone that collects banknotes, you would know what I'm talking about. Now, this here is worth quite a bit more than what I paid for it about 5 or 6 years ago. This here, if I was to sell this today, I could get easily between maybe $400 and $450 US, and on a good day, maybe even more. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is a hobby, but this is an investment as well. Here's another example. This is another banknote from Newfoundland. Another one here. This is a 50-cent note from 1912. Now, this condition is not as good as the previous note. This I would grade as good. But even this one here this is worth more than what I paid for it. This here I could probably just get it closer there. This here I could probably sell this for, you know, maybe 110 to upwards of 130 US, maybe more on a good day. Now, one thing you want to look out for when collecting banknotes, age has really nothing to do with how expensive it is and the rarity. Here's an example. This is a banknote from France. Now, this here is from 1793. This was used in France during the French Revolution, and what happened was the French government was bankrupt. They were completely bankrupt, so what they did was they issued these special banknotes, and then the French government, they confiscated all the church properties in France, and then these banknotes were actually issued and they were backed by the value of the church properties that the French government confiscated. But of course what happened was the French government then issued so many of these banknotes here that the value of the confiscated church properties, it was beyond the value of that. And what happened was it started to cause inflation, and it got worse and worse, and eventually this currency here collapsed during the French Revolution. So, and then eventually, I believe Napoleon then brought in the French franc, and then that's where they got rid of these here. Now this here is in mint condition. This is from 1793. Even in mint condition, this here, you know, you'd get maybe somewhere between $10 and $20 US, even though it's from 1793. This is the oldest banknote that I do have. So remember, age has nothing to do with the price, it's simply rarity. That's the most important, is rarity. I'm going to check the time here. Okay. Now here's another example here. This is a banknote here from the little tiny country in Europe beside France, Monaco. This is from 1920. This is a 1 franc note, and this here is actually one of the more rare. They're called test notes. This is the rare one. This here is in mint flawless condition. This here I could probably get, if I was to sell this today, between possibly 150 US to $200 US, maybe more on a good day. Of course, none of my banknotes are for sale. I mean, this, like I said, it's a hobby and also an investment, but I probably won't really ever sell them. Now, one last quick example here. This is a Government of India banknote, but this here is unique in that this was not actually used in India. This here is actually, these were known as Gulf rupee notes. These were special Indian rupee notes that were used in the Gulf countries in the Middle East, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Oman, in Bahrain, as well as Qatar is the other one, where they used these. These were special notes only used in the Middle Eastern countries in the Gulf. These are actually very popular. You see these on eBay, and they're very popular among people from the Middle East. They love these. This actually paid $14 for this a couple years ago, and I've often seen, even in circulated condition, which is what this is in, I've often seen these sell for upwards of 100 US. But again, it's not for sale, but I mean, that's quite a great investment there. I paid $14, I could possibly get as much as 100. Also, if you notice, it's just interesting here, you'll notice there's a small Arabic 100 written in pen there. Somebody wrote 100, and it's written in Arabic because, again, these were actually used in Middle Eastern countries where they speak Arabic. So anyway, probably time-wise, I probably don't have very much left. So I just want to say, now be very careful when collecting numismatic. Make sure you know what you're doing. I've been doing this for about 8 or 9 years now. I know a lot about geography and flags and population and currency. I do a lot of research, and I look up statistics on a lot of these countries. I don't just buy blindly. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you look at the market price, go on eBay or coin shops, see what the going rate is for certain banknotes. Again, don't buy something just because it's old. I mean, it doesn't mean it's worth a lot of money. It's simply rarity. And also condition you want to look at. Now anyway, thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, great. If you learned anything, that's great as well. To people that actually do collect banknotes, this video probably would have been like banknote porn. So there's probably a lot of people that went through a whole box of Kleenex by the time they got to the end of the video here. So I don't know why I said that, but Anyway, thank you for listening, and have a great day. Thanks.